Hi everyone, my name is Dana. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be talking about why teaching your dog to respond to pressure correctly is so important. So for example, if you have a dog that when you pull on the leash, it will go no, no, no and put up a fight, or when you want your dog to lay down and you go and pull on their collar to help them lay down, it will go no, no, no. That's the kind of pressure I am talking about. So if this is something that you are struggling with your dog, or you don't understand exactly what I mean, this is the video for you. So I'm going to start off. I used to do a lot more horse training than dog training when I was younger. I still work with horses, but obviously I've moved on to dogs, and until I have a horse of my own, it's a little bit difficult to do both. The one big difference about training dogs and training horses is the way they respond to pressure. Horses, being prey animals, if you move into their bubble, they move away. If you put pressure on one side, they'll move away from it. Whereas with a dog being a predator, if you walk into their bubble, they aren't as inclined to go, okay, I'll move out of the way. Or if you if you put pressure on them, like pull down, pull the leash, it's not in their nature to move into the pressure. They'll fight that because moving into pressure, giving into that pressure, it's a sign of weakness, and predators cannot afford to show that weakness. They're predators. So for example, grabbing your dog by the collar and having him walk with you. See how nicely she is moving with this? I can guarantee you not all dogs will move that nicely. Even Buddy, my newest member to the pack, the way he responds to pressure is very differently than Gunner and Ammo, because I've only had him for about 1.5 years, and for 7 years of his life, he didn't ever have to respond to pressure in any way other than fighting it. So it's very difficult for him, and he's definitely by far the dog when there's a pressure scenario. When I go to grab the collar, no, no, no. And he doesn't do it in a way where he's fighting it because he's trying to be the boss me or whatever. He's doing it because immediately he thinks, oh no, I'm in trouble, I'm the worst dog ever, and he shuts down and he fights that, which isn't good either. Either way, if they're doing it to be stubborn, if they're doing it to be naughty, if they're doing it to try to take control of the situation, or the opposite way, they're doing it because it's too much of pressure, it's too big of a deal, too crazy, too stressful, we don't want them to fight the pressure. Because the way I view these collar grabs, the way I view them walking with me, this isn't me ever correcting them. This is me helping them. This is me holding their hand. We don't want this to turn into something that is negative, especially if your dog were to get loose and run away. You don't want someone going to grab their collar to help catch the dog turn into something scary. I see it so often. There's a loose dog, and as soon as people get near it and try to grab it, the dog runs away because it's like, oh my gosh, this is a scary thing. We don't want that to happen with these dogs. So I'll talk more about teaching your dog to respond properly to pressure in a different video, and look forward to that. Another reason why teaching your dog to respond to pressure is so important is because if you're in a high stress environment for you, sometimes it's a lot easier to just show the dog. So I have one finger looped on the collar right here. I'm just gonna rest my arm. Good girl. As soon as she feels that pressure, she goes, oh, and lays down. Now I'm gonna put one finger on the top of her collar and just look at that. Very nice. I'm not yanking her, I'm not forcing her. So with lay downs, you can say lay down and try to help them down. But a lot of times when you first start introducing pressure, even if your dog knows lay down and they like lay down, if you start pulling, they go, no, 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 I don't want to anymore. We don't want that. Same with teaching your dog to show their belly. Doing this isn't natural for them. This isn't in her nature. I had to teach this. I had to show her it was okay to respond to pressure this way. Like I said in another video, I will give a more explanatory example. This is just telling you why it's important to teach this. But all of those things are holding our dog's hand. The way I teach and the way I train is the more ways you can communicate with your dog, the better. So if I can say, lay down, lure her, show her, and help her to lay down, that's really good. If my dog ever goes blind, I can pull down. If my dog ever goes deaf, I can pull down. I still have that to show my dog what she wants. But even still, if there's a lot of noises going on, if your dog is extra distracted, the more ways you can help get your dog into the position that will help them, the better. Because if you can teach your dog to show their belly, that might be the thing they need to help trick their brains into thinking they are calm in a scenario. But if it was a high stress environment, the likelihood of them doing it on their own is not likely. They will need your help. And if they think this is you forcing them, this is you putting them into this uncomfortable situation, they will fight you every step of the way when it comes to responding to that pressure in a positive way. So it really is important that when you're at home and before any situation arises, you can teach your dog these things. But hopefully this is a good video. Hopefully this video helped you understand pressure a little bit more. If you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to add, any comments of any sort, please leave them down below. I might make a second video depending on if there are questions, kind of elaborating further. But this is something I've been covering a lot in my group classes and private lessons recently, because a lot of dogs and owners don't realize that this is something important for the dogs. So I figured I'd make a video to just kind of help out everyone. And then that way, the dogs of people who watch this video will hopefully just be exposed to even more things and help them become more well-rounded dogs. But anyways, thank you so much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!